Venezuela, by the way, has the lowest murder rate ever right now. What?
Alright, guys, I've seen like 5 videos talking about this on my FYP, and I just want to be very clear about something. This is intentionally being done. The Democratic Party did this, has ran an entire policy about open borders. They tried to convince you that Trump was a racist for saying we need to close the borders, right? And they're like, no, we have to let everybody in because blah, 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 whatever. And they tried to make it seem like Trump was just being racist. But now we're hearing about gangs taking over apartment complexes in Colorado, in New York, in Chicago. And y'all want to tell me that it's racist, that Trump wants border control and wants our borders closed to make sure we're not bringing criminals into the country. And you're saying the Venezuelan government intentionally released a bunch of prisoners and gangs and drug dealers and told them head towards the US? Like, no, this was done purposely, and it's to create chaos. It's to create chaos so that the government can take control of the situation, like creating the problem so that the government can be the solution, but they created the problem to begin with. Like, I don't think it's smart. It's just like, would you have open borders in your house? Would you just let anybody into your home? Probably not. So why would you think the same about a country? Why would you think a country should have open borders but you protect your home? You wouldn't just let anybody in. Would you want someone just let anybody into your home? No. Like, and I'm not saying, like, I'm not against people, like, refugees coming or anything like that, but there needs to be some sort of procedure. And the fact that the past 4 years, the influx of migrants into this country has been overwhelming. This was done intentionally. They are giving and doing all these things so that American citizens can get mad at the immigrants, start a whole freaking war over this thing, so that they can later come in and control the situation like they didn't create it. Like, I just see right through this. And it's like the problem is honestly like the people. It's like this is all being done intentionally. I don't for 1 second believe like, oh, oops, we just let a bunch of like gang members into our country because the fact that when Texas said like there's too many migrants taking over our cities and we have no place to put them, and the Democratic Party, government, whatever, didn't want to do anything about it, and then told Texas that they can't claim, defense because their literal state is being taken over by like migrants and they weren't allowed to do anything. And then all of these sanctuary cities and people who live in those sanctuary cities are seeing an influx of crime and all of this other stuff. Like, no, the chaos that the migrants are going to create is intentionally being caused so that people can get upset, be angry, be mad, and start fighting amongst each other, while the government just sits back, watches the chaos, and then tries to introduce the solution, which is going to be taking away more rights from people. Because I honestly feel like they're doing this to create like a war within the country at the end of the day, because it's just not even common sense like for a country to have open borders or no border control. And I don't think Trump was the problem. Like, people are still, the Democratic Party is honestly running on a Trump, like a hating Trump campaign. They don't have any good policies and procedures, just if you hate Trump, vote for us. Like, they don't have any actual plans to help anything or anybody. Just don't vote for Trump, vote for us. Like, that is insane to me. Like, they really just convince you you're supposed to just hate this person and that Trump is the problem with all of this stuff. But now we're seeing like maybe Trump wasn't the problem. Actually, like, I hope this wakes a lot of people up. Like, I don't know.